Welcome to another episode of Scorched Scrow's Dispatch, following our intrepid party and their orcish friends up the mountain with some difficulty. I am, as always, your humble host, Micah Silvertongue. Before we get to our guests for today, here are some headlines. Mirror manufacturers under investigation after reflections begin offering unsolicited criticism. Consumers report phrases like, "You could have done more," and "they were right about you." New study finds time is passing. Regardless of consent, researchers call the results consistent and deeply unhelpful. Demonic influencer apologizes after inspiring thousands to embrace their true selves. Casualties remain high. In hindsight, they note, that was irresponsible. The choir of endless lamentation announces acoustic set. Critics describe it as stripped down, intimate, and still unbearable. Now, on to our guest. She has watched every triumph, every mistake, every questionable decision, and every awkward romantic interaction from a comfortable distance through her connection to Ilmata. Please welcome Tujak's mother.
Oh, goodness. Hello there. What a lovely little setup you've got. Bit warm for my tastes, but you work with what you've got, don't ya?
Thank you for joining us. You have somehow witnessed everything your son has experienced.
Well, sure. Il Mater keeps me updated.
The god personally updates you.
Well, not every day. The poor man is busy. Sometimes it's visions, sometimes it's dreams. Sometimes I just wake up with a strong feeling that my son has done something embarrassing. Usually that's the most accurate method.
Most people would consider that extraordinary.
Really? I thought everybody had that.
Interesting. Well, let's start after the battle at the trading post. The party is looting. An archer is tied to a wagon. Another archer is being stomped into the dirt by orcs.
Well, yes. That's called wrapping things up.
That is not what that means.
Maybe not where you're from.
Tujak decides to question the surviving archer.
See? That's my boy. Everyone else is searching bodies. He's checking if somebody's eaten today.
The archer admits he was only there for the money.
A golden night. A gold. I heard that and thought, well, no wonder he's making bad decisions.
The party actually pays him.
They paid him more than his employer did. And I thought, well, that's nice. Then Ilmater thought, well, that's compassionate. Then I thought, that's an intervention.
Tujak asks him not to attack people anymore.
Bless his heart. Still thinks he can fix everybody. He's been doing that since he was 6. We had a rooster that hated everyone. Tujak spent 3 months trying to teach it kindness.
Did it work?
No, Rooster won.
Meanwhile, the party discovers magical items.
Oh, that's Celia. The way she gets excited over treasure reminds me of a child finding Christmas cookies.
You watched this happen?
Sort of. Ilmiter sent me a dream, though honestly, his dreams could use better organization. One minute I'm watching adventurers loot a wagon. The next minute there's a sermon about suffering. Then a dragon. Then somehow a pie recipe.
A pie recipe?
Blueberry. Very good recipe.
She finds an elixir of health and boots of Winterland.
And then Lyric gives Tojak the boots of elven kind.
You seemed particularly interested in that.
Misha, sweetie, honey, she gave him boots. Special boots. You don't hand a man magical footwear unless you're at least considering him a close friend. She's like the personality changing sister he never had. Clearly, she cares.
That is not necessarily true.
Hmm. Sure.
The party then reads a letter explaining that the Grimoire amulet can only traditionally change hands through the death of its holder.
And suddenly, everybody starts worrying. Again,
It's a legitimate concern.
everything is a legitimate concern with those people. If a squirrel sneezed, they'd hold a strategy meeting.
They decide to question Dohma under a zone of truth.
Now, this part was wonderful.
Wonderful.
My son tries to negotiate, fails, then immediately starts flirting. Classic.
You seem proud of this.
I didn't say effective, I said classic.
Dohma agrees to the zone of truth, for a price. She wants Nova. Tujak agrees to get her Nova. And then Dohma kisses him.
I knew it.
You knew it?
Oh, absolutely. She liked him from the first conversation. You don't need divine insight for that. You need eyes.
The moment she kissed him,
Actually, that's when Ilmater briefly stopped showing me the vision.
the god stopped?
Immediately. Gone. Nothing. I think even gods have limits.
Anyway, Tujak returns to the camp and convinces Cilia to agree to give Doma Nova.
Poor Celia. I could practically hear her soul leave her body, or at least that's what Ilmater said.
During the zone of truth, Doma asks if Tujak will bond with her after they survive the dragon.
And he says yes.
He does.
Good for him.
Good for him.
He's meeting people, making connections, expanding his horizons. I'm not saying I want grand orcs. I'm just saying I wouldn't complain.
Cilia seemed shocked.
Everybody was shocked except Dohma and Tujake. Those two were having an entirely different conversation from everyone else.
At one point, Doma asks his favorite fruit.
Oranges, always oranges, ever since he was little.
And then he says,
And that's exactly when the vision ended. Coincidence, I'm sure.
you know what he said.
Moving on.
Even through the tension, they learn that Doma does not follow the old ways and intends to get the amulet back without harming Xandar, and that Cilia won't love sharing Nova, and that they won't kill the orcs.
I mean, this all seems fair, right? Look, I share my son's distaste of that bird, and that he agrees to be Nova's best friend in trade, for this agreement is divinely inspired.
Quite. So the part heads out, but they have to say goodbye to the horses.
Oh, now that made me emotional.
Not the near-death battles.
No, the horses.
Lyric tells Charger she may not return because she has gone home.
And he says, home is good. Sweetest thing anybody said all day.
She gives him her remaining apples.
See? That's why everyone follows her. She notices things, people, horses, everyone.
You seem fond of Lyric.
Well, of course I am. She checks on everybody, feeds people, worries about people, keeps my son alive. What's not to like?
The group then begins climbing the mountain.
And that's when things become normal again.
Normal?
Flying monsters attack.
That is not normal?
For them it is.
The Peritons appear. Roke is immediately grabbed and destroyed.
Poor bird. And later on, those critters attack the party.
How did you know it was happening?
I sneezed.
You sneezed.
That's usually how I know Tujak is about to get hurt.
That's not how divine visions work.
Works pretty consistently.
Tujok is clawed during the fight.
See? Told ya.
You don't sound surprised.
My son has two hobbies: helping people, getting injured helping people.
That's harsh.
It's accurate.
The party fights back. Lyric teleports onto a creature. Cilia takes to the air. Xanadar binds another. Doma joins the battle.
Everybody doing their thing like a family dinner, except with more screaming.
Your family gatherings sound terrifying.
Only if Uncle Greg brings the fireworks.
Tujak eventually destroys one with Eldritch Blast.
There he is. That's my boy.
Final question. Your son is marching toward a dragon. He's injured, surrounded by danger, accompanied by unpredictable allies, a possibly interested orc chief, and several flying monsters. Aren't you worried?
Oh, heavens, no.
No?
He's got good friends. He's helping people. He's found someone who might actually like him. He's wearing warm boots. What more could a mother ask for?
A lower mortality rate, perhaps?
Well, sure. And Ilmater says he's doing fine.
The god of suffering said, "Fine."
Well, his exact words were, considering everything.
That is not reassuring.
Maybe not to you, but that's the most optimistic thing I've ever heard Ilmater say.
Thank you for joining us today, Ms. Flotsam. And now a word from our sponsor.
If your quests often extend past the witching hour, you'll appreciate Shadow Snacks, a subscription box designed for late night nibbling. Each month, receive treats ranging from flame roasted nuts to spectral jerky. Beware, though, they may be just mischievously tasty enough to lure you into trouble.